Now, I love all the different types of conversations we have on our show, but what's even better is when we can have someone weigh in with their own opinion as well.
Yep.
And this week, we are hearing from some of our favorite influencers. So get ready. This is Guess Who's Coming to Girl Chat Influencer Week.
Yay! All right now, with 2 million followers on IG, he's an actor, model, best-selling author, and influencer. Ladies, please welcome Don Benjamin to the show. Hey, Don!
Ladies, how y'all feeling?
Feeling good.
We're
How are
feeling
you?
good.
Y'all looking good, looking good.
Thank
Don,
you.
not only is he a good man, but he also has good taste in women, because I love your wife, Don.
Facts,
That's my
facts,
favorite
of
over there.
course.
She's so
I
sweet.
love again, yes, I know.
right,
She was
Don.
just telling me she was with y'all, so yes.
Yes,
We
we all
send
got
our
to hang
love.
out. For sure. Now, are you ready to jump into some girl chat with us?
Look, I've been waiting to give the man's voice for y'all.
Clear his throat.
Good,
Let's
because
go.
we definitely need you to hold it down for the fellas. Okay, I came
got
across
you.
an article on EliteDaily.com that states, according to a recent study, men may very well be more emotional than their female counterparts. The only difference is men hide it better. The article also goes on to say that boys are taught to be ashamed of their emotions they experience, and so they grow into men who are both emotionally confused and in denial. So I can't wait to hear the male perspective on this one. Don, do you think that men are too emotional, or do you think men are not emotional enough?
You know, I think that we're not taught how to show our emotions. We're taught to be strong. We're taught to, not cry. We're taught to be protectors. And so while this all happens, when we become more competitive, when we get in relationships, we don't know how to communicate. So it ends up being explosive. And so the emotions come out, I feel like, all in a burst rather than in chunks of healthy communication. And I talk about it in my book, where it's like we have to break these generational curses, how it's healthy for men to actually speak to counselors and learn how to communicate, because we weren't taught that. That's not something that we were taught as men growing up.
Well, Don,
It's so true.
yeah, I mean, and it's a shame that it happens like that. But I want a quick question to you, Don. What are some of the tips that you give to men to show vulnerability?
Well, what I try to encourage my group of friends now is, like, even as guys, like, talk to us as men, like, yo, what downfalls did you come across this week? Like, what did you have a hard time overcoming this week as a man? Or in a relationship, talk to your woman and be like, look, these are the things that I don't like, I'm not comfortable with. And so I feel like as a man, it's just communicating your feelings more and being like, look, I'm not okay with doing this. If it's your friends, a lot of times as guys, we feel like we have to do things that we may not be happy with, but we don't want our friends to look at us a certain way. But the funny thing is, once you start to talk to your circle, everybody's feeling the same way. So like when I talk to my boys,
They're all
they're like,
going through
man,
it.
it's crazy you said that, because I've been wanting to speak my opinion, but I didn't know how to say it to you without sounding like corny. And it's not corny, it's just being vulnerable, and it's okay to be vulnerable.
Agree.
Oh,
That's a whole
Yeah.
word
I
right there.
agree. I think as a mom raising boys, it's really important. Like, I don't say don't cry or anything like that, because if that's your feelings, show it. And I'm hoping that I am paying it forward for the women that they're going to be with in the future.
Right.
But I think it's important, exactly what you're saying. Men have to be able to show vulnerability and not be considered a wimp, or, that's not manly if you cry.
I think there's this stereotype that women don't want to be with emotional men. So let's discuss that. Because I think a lot of that has to do with why they don't want to show it, is because they're like, then I'll never get a girl. Like, she's going to think I'm corny. She's not going to want to date me. I'm up here crying. What do you ladies think about that? Would you date an emotional man?
It's
Yeah,
also
I
the
want an emotional
stigma.
man.
Of course,
too.
I want not only an emotional man, but I like what Don is landing on, which is communicate. You're human, you got blood running through your veins. Of course you have emotions, but when you can't communicate them, that's the block, and that breaks up relationships, marriages, and stunts you from being able to grow in a relationship. So it's the communication part.
The more you communicate, the more it's not going to turn explosive. But it's like when you start to hold all of it in and bottle it in, that's when it becomes unhealthy and explosive, I feel like.
Absolutely.
just real quick, Don, what tips would you give to a woman to get her man to open up, to be a more vulnerable, in your opinion?
Yeah, because you have a great relationship.
Well,
And you've been
I had to
taking
kind of
care.
learn these things, but what helped for me was like relationship counseling. And what I've learned is it's never too early. So like what we've been like trying to advocate to our circle is like, yo, if you're in a relationship, like bring somebody in from the outside so that you can communicate your feelings on both sides, and you're not going to have like somebody picking sides. Because if we go to our family or friends, we may feel like they're going to pick sides. So finding somebody that isn't going to cast judgment but can actually be there to help you guys, you know, vocalize your feelings really is powerful.
Yeah.
Don Benjamin, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for hanging out and joining us for Guess Who's Coming to Girl Chat Influencers Week. We wish you so much success. Say hi to Leanne. We love her over there.
Thank
Now we
you
got to
all.
take a quick
God bless
break.
y'all.
Yes,
You
thank
too.
you.